First off, congratulations, coach. First year run into the playoffs. So I'll start with, you guys have been off since Saturday. How have you guys kind of used that time to mentally and physically reset for what's ahead?
Yeah, obviously, the last month and a half of the season was pretty tough as far as having 3-3s, four games in 5 days, things along those lines. Kind of mixing some travel there, so a little bit of extra recovery time for some of our guys. I think that was something that we definitely needed, and a little bit, like you said, the mental recovery there, as far as not coming into the rink for a little bit there, and just kind of a bit of a reset. I feel like the guys did a good job of coming into work this week, and a couple days where we focused on certain things, and give ourselves a good opportunity here coming into the weekend.
Coming into your first playoffs as an ECHL head coach, just where's your mentality at as you kind of lock in for this series?
Yeah, you have to expect 7-game series. We're not thinking that it's going to be anything less. Preparing ourselves for a difficult team in Maine. Pretty similar to our group as far as creating offense and shutting down other teams, limiting chances and things like that. So it's going to be a bit of a back and forth, kind of a chess match, as far as expectations. But for us, it's just try to be as prepared as possible, and we're excited to get going here. I know we got a lot of first year players that are ready for some playoff hockey here.
And last question from me. This is a team you haven't seen since January. How much can a team really evolve and change in 3 months' time?
Yeah, as far as systems and a few different things that they might tweak along the way, there shouldn't be too many differences in those departments. But obviously, you're going to have personnel changes, new players coming in from the affiliate that you might not have seen throughout the year, or a couple trade deadline acquisitions for Maine there. So, for the most part, similar to what we saw earlier on in the season, but you can sprinkle in a few changes for them that made their team better.
Thank you, Sam. Matthew, your question for Coach?
Thanks for your time today, Coach. This is sort of the opposite of Sam's question. What were your biggest takeaways from your regular season meetings with Maine, that you took away and prepared for the playoff series?
I think the start is always the biggest thing against Maine. If you let them kind of get ahead, they're a smart team that can prevent chances against. So, how we prepare to start each game is going to be crucial. Not allowing them to generate offense. That's big for us. And, we're a team that has scored early in games. So hopefully we can have that mindset where we're working hard to create offense right from the get-go.
Drew, question for Coach?
Yeah, Coach. This is a team that played Maine last year in the playoffs in this round. For the guys for the people on the team who were here last year and now come back this year, are there any emotions at all with the rematch factor? Is that on the table at all?
I don't think it is as much as you might expect. With a lot of turnover from our group, there might be a few things lingering around, but regardless of if you were a part of that series or not, you just have to be prepared to play, be prepared to compete. It's never an easy game against them, so like I said, we just need to be ready right from the start, and be prepared to compete.
Thanks, Coach.
And Samantha, your question?
Coach, how much are you going to be relying on your veteran presence like Pat Nagel and Charlie Gerard, the guys who've been through playoffs before?
Yeah, obviously, any experience that our group has had throughout the playoffs, we're going to lean on those guys, similar to what we've done throughout the regular season. Those two players that you've mentioned were key contributors for us all throughout the season. And like I had kind of mentioned previously, we've got a lot of young players that are ready to get their foot into the door of playoff hockey. So, we're going to be leaning on everybody, but, as far as that, the guys that have been through it a little bit more, we will turn to them, and our expectations are that our best players will be our best players.
And Jaden? May have frozen. We'll go to Matthew and then come back to Jaden.
Coach, you mentioned Pat in net, whether it's Pat or one of your other goalies, how crucial will goaltending be in a series like this where there's a lot of back-to-backs?
Yeah, definitely. Throughout Pat's time here, we've given him the nod for starting, and expect him to carry most of the workload here. But with how the series is scheduled here, obviously we're going to see more than just him in the net. And as of right now, we're just taking it game by game. So not too many decisions are being made at the moment for that.
Well, Pat will start game one.
Correct.
All right, follow-up question from Drew.
This is kind of what we were talking about at the start. You were saying not too much changeover that's happened since you last played him in January, but some things have changed. So, with the playoff matchups last year, and then with a half dozen games this year, does this feel like a real familiarity-rich matchup? These teams really know each other, know what to expect from each other, or can you just elaborate just on how familiar these teams are with each other?
Well, like we said, we haven't seen them since January there, so it does feel like a long time since we have played them. But our group is familiar with them, and I'm sure their group is familiar with us. It's North Division, so you do see each other a bit, regardless of it being during the first half or more backloaded there near the end of the regular season. So, we are familiar with their group, but obviously not having played them for a bit here is a little bit different than what you might be used to, playing against a divisional opponent here in playoffs. So, but having said that, it's not something that we're concerned about not having seen them in a while. They're just in the same situation as us here.
Thanks.
Follow-up question from Matthew.
Coach, how pleased were you with the way your team finished the regular season, and how do you think you can carry that, into the playoffs?
Yeah, obviously the last two regular season games were big for us. We were in must-win situations to get ourselves that second spot in the division, and playing against a top team in Newfoundland was a great task for us. That was probably some of the best hockey we played in the second half of the season. So, for the guys to really come out and perform well and be consistent through those two games, that's something that our group is happy about, and gain a little bit of confidence there. But we know that Maine's a tough opponent, so it's not something that we're overconfident about.
And Coach, a question here from Jaden in the chat for you today is, Coach, you obviously don't have a game plan for one guy, but Patrick Shea has had strong games against your club. How do you plan to stop Patrick Shea in particular?
Yeah, obviously he was able to generate offense against us, and he's a good two-way player. We kind of go through their roster and have small scouting reports on each player, and are aware of strengths and weaknesses. And he's a competitive guy. He gets to the areas where you can score goals, and that's in front of our net. So something that we've kind of talked about as a group, that we need to be hard on him in those areas, and not allow him to get to those loose pucks, and have second and third scoring opportunities. That kind of goes hand in hand for the entire team there.